Welcome to configuring AutoSync replication for NexentaStor 4. As we walk through this, we're going to show how to pull data from one NexentaStor to another. You can also push it if you'd like. At this point, we're looking at an NFS folder that we already have presented that we're going to pull from. This is on machine 119. We're going to go over to our other one and look at, first off, the network settings. First thing you need to create is an SSH Bind. Go to Settings, Network, SSH Bind, and you simply fill in the form. You tell it that you want a regular binding type, and then give it the IP address or host name if it's already there. From there, the username and password, and say whether you want bidirectional binding. That will allow you to either push or pull between the two machines once that binding is set. This can take a few seconds depending on your network, but just wait it out and it'll be there. It doesn't take that long. Right away you'll see it is an appliance, it's pingable, things like that. You see it on the list. Now, for some place to put it. So we're going to go create a new share. We already have a volume created, but we just need to create a share that we want to know exactly where those snaps that we're replicating are going. So we create a from 19. You can set whatever settings you want in here and then just go ahead and create the folder. Once the folder is created, you'll notice that we don't have to actually present it. We don't need to say whether it needs NFS here as well, but you'll notice we're missing an AutoSync service. So we go to AutoServices, move down to create a new AutoSync service. This is a screen where we configure how often we want to replicate, what we want to replicate. We're going to need to give it a name. Again, we'll go with from 119. We're going to tell it that we're coming from that server to this one. Now we need to tell it that local folder we just created and how often we want it. We'll say hourly for now. We're going to tell it what the source is for the remote, 119, and that we want that NFS volume. We also want to make sure we set the networking so it uses the proper networking. You have a few other options here if you want to add them. After that, you go ahead and just create the service. Once the service is created, it's going to show in the AutoServices window. And now you'll see it right away. It says it's there, it tells us what direction, and we can go ahead and pull it. We're also going to go ahead and click on it and run it one time. When we say run now, it's going to go through and just run it just so you can see that it's ran. This is a pretty small volume, so it's going to be pretty quick. You're already all configured. It'll do it on the hour otherwise. So right there, as soon as this pops up, you'll notice we've now ran this job. That's how you create an AutoSync replication with NexentaStor.